Need to hear one of our shows again? We've got them on podcast. Go to fmmoneytalkradio.com. Scroll down to Podcast on Demand. Pick your show and it's on. Podcast on fmmoneytalkradio.com.
Stars International is a multicultural, open-format record label with multiple production services from recording to broadcasting. On the label side, we focus on developing artists and helping them achieve their goals. On the production side, we cover anything from recording and mixing your vocals to creating your master track. We also include distribution if needed, and we have full access to TV production and on-air services to help build and create the artist you want to be. We're a fully digital studio and plan on taking music theory to the next level.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Café is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Café studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Café and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Café. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
What's the matter, Grumpy? Extra bells today.
I feel like extra angels getting her wings today.
We got all sorts of new stuff happening. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Brooklyn Café on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Not too hot, not too cold.
Just right. I feel like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And just right, IW.
Whatever she said. But I'm excited today. People are still, my son wants a copy of Taco Taco.
Taco Taco.
You know, I hate that song because it makes me hungry. Who the hell calls a song Taco Taco?
Margot. If you look like Margot, you'd call it Taco Taco.
Really?
She can have 2 tacos and keep going.
Taco Taco is on iTunes, Apple Tunes, everything you could think of. Spotify, the whole 9 yards. We have put our first song in production. People said it couldn't be done. My son gives me 400 questions. Why? Everything's a why.
Oh, man.
We just wanted to see if it worked.
Here's the funny thing about Geo, is you and I just go. And what the problem is, when your mind and my mind collide, like when your chocolate meets my peanut butter, it's an explosion of chaos. And the chaos is all in my mind, and yet you sit here very calmly, and you're good. And then there's Geo, like Aaron, who dots his I's, who crosses his T's. It's like, Dad, Mom, why'd you do that? I don't know, because Freddie said. And that's the answer I got. Freddie said, Dawn said, we should do this. And that's how we roll. It's a creative process.
I'm going to tell you something. My son says, I got some new gadgets for the cafe. Let you know in a couple of days. He says, he's the big dog. He will always be the big dog.
He is the big dog.
He's a little upset that he thinks that people have bypassed him. He says, send me that audio clip.
We would never bypass you, Gio, our executive producer, and truly the brains behind this operation.
I thought I was the brain.
Yeah.
I got no brain?
You got lots of
I
brains.
tell you,
We're on like this
why don't you
hierarchy
insult me off the air?
We're on the hierarchy of the Wizard of Oz. I'm Dorothy, and you would be the...
Oh, you're something. Dorothy, I wouldn't call you Dorothy. I'll call you a few other things.
How do you like that curveball? I forgot to tell you La Paella chef was coming in today.
I
to
didn't
do
even
Fuego.
know that La
Actually, I
Paella
thought
was-
she was coming in yesterday. She told
She's
me Monday.
actually doing Fuego 2.0. Check
should-
it out on that website. Go to Facebook. Fuego 2.0 is going on inside, and she's talking about food.
I actually thought she was coming yesterday, but I'm glad she's here today. Dana Bass of La Paella Chef, and we'll get to chit-chat with her about making paella.
You know, this is funny. You thought she was coming yesterday. I thought this one over here, Ivy was
Ivy?
coming yesterday, and I knew he was coming today.
The garden guy.
The garden guy.
Do you have a name, garden guy?
Mike.
Hi, Mike.
You can call me Magic Garden Mike, though.
Oh, now you're going to confuse
There's
me.
a lot of-
Magic Mike, the garden guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of Mikes out there, so, you know.
Now you remember Mike? It must have been over a year ago.
hmm
At the when we were at the toy store up
Yep.
in West Palm,
Yeah, like the game store. Or
the
whatever it
game
was.
store, and he took a Rubik's cube, claim to fame, and he did it under 3 minutes, right?
Yeah. Do you guys have another Rubik's Cube here? So
We
I could,
do not because COVID now won't allow us to bring them in.
Oh, yeah.
We
Rubik's
actually were
Cubes.
hoping you had a Rubik's Cube.
I wanted to bring mine, but I was running late, and I actually couldn't find it in my house.
How
I
fast-
really did want to bring it.
How fast can you do it now?
Usually in under, like, if I solve it quickly, like under 3 minutes, like, I could break 3 minutes.
What's the world record? A minute?
The world record, I think, is like 8 seconds. I don't even know how that's possible.
8 seconds?
Yeah.
It takes me 8 seconds to just grab the damn thing.
Magic
Right,
Mike,
exactly.
the garden guy. But here's my question is, how did you end up here and as Magic Mike, the garden guy, from the Rubik's Cube guy at the game store?
Yeah, how did I end up? I guess you got to be smart to do a Rubik's Cube. So I started my own business. And actually, back when I came on the show like a year ago, you know, the garden shop, I think, was still a pop-up store. Like, we really didn't know what was going to go on with the garden shop. And now we're not a pop-up anymore. We're a permanent store in Rosemary Square.
I
Beautiful.
was going to say, I'm so sorry. So I met you in Rosemary Square. It was like last 4th of July.
Yeah.
You were there for the summer when it was just opening up.
Exactly.
And you guys were pop-up and you had all these amazing fruits.
Yeah, we were more into fruits at the garden shop back then, too. We've changed a lot because now we're into, like, houseplants and mainly houseplants and, like, nice pots and nice houseplants. Like, I like how you guys have some plants in your studio here, too.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have a green thumb. And we're lucky that these are still alive. As you see, the one outside has not done so well. And
It's
these,
not an outside plant, but we put it out there anyway.
we were
Well,
hoping,
technically, all plants are outside plants.
because they all come from outside at some point in time, until I get a hold of them.
I thought that plant was an inside plant. You told me.
At some point, it grew outside, though, is his
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
It did grow in the
In the
garden.
greenhouse is inside.
It grew outside.
Wow.
No, I,
Told me it was an inside plant, and I believed that.
well, I do say, like, I talk sometimes, like, there really is no such thing as an inside plant. We made that up as people. We made it up. There's plants aren't, originally, they're all outside. And then we brought them inside. We call them house plants, but they're not, that's not their environment, basically. That's, we always bring them, when we bring them inside, it's not really their main environment, you know? So I
Now,
sometimes say there's no such thing as a house plant.
I got to ask, what is the latest crave in Florida with the cactus?
Cactuses are big, you know. I think maybe Florida's catching up to California because California always had a lot of cactuses and succulents, and now I notice people in Florida really like it. You know,
A
we're doing-
lot.
Why are they called succulents?
they're called succulent because their leaves are thick. Like, they're succulent. The leaves are fat and like that.
And they make foods and drinks out of the cactus, I heard. Is that true?
That is true. You know, we have one in the garden shop called prickly pear, and they call it, I think, in South America, napale. And you can just, like, break a piece off of this cactus. It doesn't have thorns on it, and take a chunk out of it. It's pretty good. And then it makes a fruit that's kind of like a pear, a little bit.
A cactus pear.
Yeah.
Now I have heard everything. Holy smart. For your kitchen.
We
For
have
a vodka drink is what I'm thinking.
we have also a tree at our shop right now called the miracle fruit tree. Have you heard of that one? Miracle fruit?
That one I know, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. It when you eat the fruit, it changes your palate, and then when you eat anything, it makes anything you eat after you eat that taste really sweet. Yeah, so if you eat something sour, like a lemon or a lime or something, you could bite into a lime and it'll taste sweet to you.
Yeah, there was a guy before I met you, I was doing down in Hollywood, Green Market. And there was a gentleman there who's still friends with me, and he brought me a plant of that. And we did it on the show. You don't remember?
Oh, that's awesome.
We did it on the show.
Because it is a cool thing that not a lot of people know
do.
about. Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. So, all right, so I met you then. It was a pop-up, and they were just trying to keep Rosemary Square open at the time, and that was before COVID.
Yeah.
That was last 4th
Pre-COVID.
of July, like a year and a half ago, 4th of July.
Yep.
Now you're permanent, and Rosemary Square is booming, I understand.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's great. Yes, it's so awesome. They have a lot of new stores there, and it's just really cool. The energy down there is really nice. They have the big wishing tree. I don't know if you saw the LED light up tree that has over 100,000 LED lights on it.
Actually, that's where Mitt proposed, I think,
Really?
I made a propose. He's now
in
engaged.
front of that tree.
Wow. I
We
mean, hey,
offer-
that's a good spot for it.
Yeah,
in front of that tree,
we
right?
offer our condolences. Yeah. you know how many proposals that tree has been through? Holy
Can you
smokes!
imagine it's like the willow tree in Pocahontas?
Well, and there was a wedding under the tree. We actually did the plants and flowers for a wedding that
Yeah.
they had under the tree as well.
And there was a divorce under the tree.
Or a few.
A few divorces.
Tell us about the garden shop. What is happening there? People come and they buy plants there?
Yeah.
Or are you more educational?
We're educational, and people come and buy plants, both. Like, we really pride ourselves on our customer service. When you walk into Home Depot Garden Center, you ask a guy about, hey, what's this plant? How do you take care of it? They're just going to, a lot of times, just shrug their shoulders and be like, I just work here or something. So we really try to go above and beyond. We have the people that work in this shop, we're called plant whisperers, like the horse whisperer.
Cute.
So we can talk to the plants, and we understand the plants, and we try to help people, with passing our knowledge on so they can take care of plants well. We think that there's no such thing as a person with a black thumb either, that, like you said, you kill everything. It's not true. She takes care of plants really good. I've seen the plants in here, and everyone has the ability to take care of plants. You just need the information, and I think it's in your DNA. You have intuition to take
Isn't that
care of
nice?
plants.
I can actually take care of plants. I feel
Yes.
so much
You have
better
4
now.
thumbs. You should.
I can actually do that.
You should.
We spoke to you about, how do you say it, the tree that used to grow in your parents' property all the time, the guabanara?
Yeah, that's right. We were
Like
talking
guanabana.
about. I
The
think I
guanabana.
brought that in. I brought some in
Guanabana.
Yes.
that day. You're right. See, you
It's
do
like
have a good
phenomena.
memory too. She has a good memory.
It takes you a little while, but I do catch up to
No,
our
I
show.
remember now. I was supposed to bring to you what I got growing in Puerto Rico by the
Yes.
pound.
Yeah, you were supposed to
Exactly.
set me up with
I
the
was
Puerto
supposed
Rican.
to set you up with that, and then a few things happened, hurricanes and
And
stuff.
we moved, right.
And they were growing in my house, and I used to go over by and just pick them.
Well,
they
now
were
I-
humongous.
Now I'm thinking about moving to Puerto Rico, so I'll come
No,
over.
you don't want to go over there now.
No,
Why would you want to move there?
Not there.
I don't really know if I should say, but it's like they have favorable tax structures if you live there.
Yeah, they don't pay tax.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you pay import tax to bring stuff over, so it's the same difference.
I guess. Yeah.
Now, what I would do is I got a couple of houses over there. I should send you over there, and you go like every other month. And I got 12 acres of anything and everything you want to grow, and then we get somebody to bring it over
Yeah.
in a container.
And all that
and-
guanabana.
Well, I had tons of that.
Really?
stuff.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
Yeah, like that's what we were talking about last time. It sells for like I think $15 a pound or something. One fruit can be worth like $40.
And I said that, and I called Puerto Rico, and they said, what? That's impossible. I go, why? Is this because we got it thrown out of our ears over here?
Yeah.
Like mangoes.
Like
used to
mangoes and
have
avocados here are guanabana
Avocados,
there.
you know how avocados used to roll down the hill on the roads because they used to fall off the tree, nobody would pick them.
And here you're spending $2 an avocado, and they're like this big.
It's funny, you know quenepas, right? Canabs?
Mhm.
So I brought some in one day, and everyone went, this is gooey. You ever had a quenepa?
I don't
What's a
believe
canepa?
so.
It's
What
those
is this?
green things, you bite it, and this fruit is on the inside. There's canabs.
Teddy brought in some fruits that were kind of like a kiwi, but kind of bitter. I got to ask what they were.
No, those weren't canabs.
They weren't
Do you
kiwis,
have
they were-
quenepas?
I don't know. I don't have any of
Do
those.
you
around.
have any of the exotic stuff like breadfruit?
Breadfruit, I do have some trees right here in West Palm. That tree it's a really awesome tree, but it's hard to grow it here because of that one day a year it gets cold. The tree is a very tropical tree. It's a tropical tree, and we're actually in the subtropics. So breadfruit, it doesn't really grow that well
Can
here.
I grow it inside?
You could, yeah, inside or, I was just learning yesterday, there's certain trees that they grow here, and what they do in the winter, they wrap the trees with Christmas lights. like, because the Christmas lights are warm, and they get like the older versions of the Christmas lights that are actually even warmer, and they wrap every branch, and that protects the tree in the winter.
Wow.
And, yeah.
That's cool.
It's a new one I learned.
Heat
But
them up. Also, banana trees. You cut one of those bad boys open, you get 1,000 of them.
yeah.
You do that? You
Oh,
sell
yeah.
those?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
Bananas.
thinking, can we get like a farm or something? I want to go back to being a farmer.
Yeah, let me help you out with
I
that,
see the
Freddie.
mosquito bite you've had in your arm for about 2 weeks is doing so well, so you're definitely ready to be a farmer.
That's,
It's
That's
it's
something
really enjoyable. It's an awesome thing to do.
I did it for 3.5 years, and you really got to like soil. If you can chew on soil, take a piece of dirt from the ground and put it in your mouth, you're a
I
farmer.
hope
That's
my
me.
sister's not watching this
That's
show.
me right here.
You would do it, right?
Yeah.
With no problem.
You know, I think that kind of stuff is good for you, actually. Like your immune system, it's really good for you because you get exposed to the different microbes in the soil, and that strengthens your immune system. Yeah,
Where
which
do you
is
get all your
important.
plants from? Because you're not growing them in Rosemary Square.
No, we get our plants from all over the state, actually. We go to various different wholesale nurseries all over the state, and that's another reason our plants are so good because we take the time to like hand select the best plants. And people come in our store and think our plants are fake because our plants are just really, all of them look perfect. And so we get them all over the state. We're doing all kinds of, all the trendy plants that people like, plants that you can't find really at Home Depot or other places. So we have stuff like that.
How fun to have a plant store in Rosemary Square. I remember meeting you, and actually Sally Smoller was there, and she was saying this place is so great.
Yeah, Sally. I remember Sally, yes.
Everyone knows Sally. Remember we met Sally? She runs the
How
art,
can you forget Sally?
the media program at,
Sally! Oh, yes,
at
Sally!
Formosa. And then she came to meet us at the other gallery we were at. And
All the galleries.
It's only Tuesday is all I can say.
That's
It's
funny.
Sally, of course.
Yeah, so
You know how
I
many
mean,
Sallys I know in my life?
I'm just really proud of how it went from, meeting you guys that month, and it was just a pop-up, and now it's a permanent store, and
How'd
I'm
that
gonna
come
tell
to be,
you.
yeah?
I'm gonna tell you a secret. Somebody that I know shall remain nameless. Went to work. He applied for a job at your place.
what?
Really?
Well, not everyone is qualified to be a plant whisperer, so.
You told him that too.
Really? You know who this
Well,
person is?
But
I know who it is, of course.
what? I
You
want to
know who
hear.
it is too.
I want to hear the story now.
No, I can't say. But I'm just saying that you. And again, I told the person, okay, so you move on. If you're not qualified to do it, then move on. It's
Well,
no big deal.
We actually will train people, but I don't know if it was how it was, but we'll
No, I know why. It's a long story. But,
Okay.
But the bottom line is that he went up there and he was amazed at everything that goes on in your place. It's not as simple. And it's not, you see a tree grow, right? Like, what do you call those? They have all those veins all over it.
Ivy?
No, that's poison. Not poison ivy.
No pun
you.
intended.
I mean, like, what is that? They have one by the Hurricane Alley Cafe. A banyan tree
Oh, bonsai trees?
Bonsai?
that has, like, all these things.
Like a
ar-
ficus tree? Yeah, like.
What?
I'm
Sounds like?
I'm-
Okay.
I'm
Well, it's
picturing like, yeah.
How does something like that? I mean, those things are like hundreds of years old.
Yeah, and they're huge trees. They're awesome.
Tremendous, but they're beautiful.
They are. Yeah, and it all comes from one little seed, right?
Can you imagine?
Oh, do you know what I saw? I actually reached out to them. I saw a lollipop, and the stem is made from seeds. And you eat this organic lollipop. It's got different herbs in it. I actually messaged them. They haven't answered. And then it says plant the stem because the stem, the stick of the lollipop is our seeds.
That's cool. That's a creative
How
You
idea.
know what
is
that
that?
is?
You know what? I want to. I was just. They asked me for my business card, and I said, oh, I ran out of them last week, and. But you can do that with business cards now too. You can get seeds in your business card. You give someone your business card, they get your contact info, they write it down on their phone or whatever, and then they can take your card and put it in a pot, and the plant will grow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. That I like, and I like the thing with the stick.
So
I think we should have our own farm.
Here we go.
And
Bring
then
in
think
that
how many
cow.
lollipops could you eat, and then you want to see what seeds grow from it. I thought that was kind of cool.
We bring
That
in
is cool.
Jeff, bring your cow.
Did they say what kind of plants they were? Like, or just
Edible.
seeds are in here?
Edible.
It just says planted with a seed. So I'm going to try and reach out to them again. I'm going to give it to one of the producers to actually have them call because
Cool.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like tomato or if it's like a house plant or like what kind of plant it is.
A
'cause-
tomato. Why would I want to eat a tomato?
Like where to plant it. I was thinking we plant
Yeah, you
it
gotta know where to
outside.
plant
It could be like cotton candy.
We can
you
get
know,
like
something
just a little
good.
garden of sticks. That'd be perfect for me.
That's what I need. I need a garden of sticks because there's
What
nothing
are you
out of my
planting
life
on?
missing.
Lollipop sticks. Can you imagine my sister?
Yeah, I heard this morning.
Saying, oh, my sister has fairy dust and plants lollipop sticks.
You know, it's funny. We can push those out.
I'm going to give it to Val.
Isn't there a plant that you eat it sort of de-stresses you?
Yes,
Cannabis?
there's quite a few actually.
Not that.
There's quite a few.
Not that. And stay away from that. I see where you're going. That's not what I'm talking about, but nice try. Moving on. Moving on.
Yep.
We need
I mean, a stick.
You know, like I think about lemon balm. That's a good one that we
A
sell.
lemon who?
Lemon balm, and it's like in the mint family, but it's mint. It's lemony, and you can make a tea with it, and it's very like tranquil.
Is that coming in seed?
Yeah, you can get it as seeds, but I recommend you just come into the garden shop and get a plant. We sell it for only $3.
No, I'm thinking about planting the stick to get the seeds so that people then will,
something
kumbaya.
that's aromatherapy plant that you bring in. It just smells nice and refreshing instead of essential oils, which are wonderful. But imagine having a plant that it just smells great when you
Yes, exactly. Yep, mint is really good for that, and lemon balm and stuff, because they have a good, nice smell that even a plant sitting right here, you could smell it.
Well, where did you meet Slick? How did you end up back here again?
Copper Blues actually is one of my hangouts right outside of the garden shop, and Amit is a DJ on Tuesdays, Taco Tuesday. He's going to be there tonight. Shout out for Copper Blues, Taco Tuesday. And yeah, so I just met those guys there at Copper Blues, and then they mentioned Brooklyn Café. I said, oh, I was on Brooklyn Café. And then they're like, you want to come back? I'll get you back on. And I was like,
Copper's coming Thursday.
what's that?
Where you hang out are coming in here on Thursday.
Oh, really? Copper Blues?
Copper Blues. They're
Nice.
coming in Thursday. And
Like
we
the
had
o-
Myers here a couple of weeks ago.
Is the owner, or is it?
I don't know who's coming.
Oh, okay.
It's up to, I don't
That's
know.
awesome.
The powers that be over there.
Cool. That's awesome. It's a great place, It's the food's good, the beer's good, lots of good drinks, good time.
Gotta check it out. Check out the garden shop. Also up at Rosemary Square. Anyone know how that even got its name?
Rosemary Square?
Yeah.
Well, it's on Rosemary Avenue, and I think that played a big role in it. And it's kind of like, I like it a lot better than City
Are you
Place.
sarcastic or are you serious?
No, I'm serious. I'm sorry. If I'm sarcastic, I'll usually go way over the top. But,
Because it's on
owned
Rosemary
it.
Avenue.
Well, it couldn't be Richard. It was Rosemary.
It's on Rosemary Avenue, hence Rosemary Square.
and the other
Has
thing,
a lot to do
like
with-
you guys in Brooklyn, like there's a lot of places there that are like the Square, Union Square, or Times Square,
And
it's
they're
like,
all round. You ever notice?
yeah, but they're all round. It's a square and they're all round. But so I think I like that vibe. They're trying to change it. City Place kind of had a more of a shopping mall kind of feel, where Rosemary Square is like a city center, like a place the community can come and connect. It's like a neighborhood
Nice.
rather than a shopping mall.
Oh, I gotta add that to our article, which is why this article will never be finished.
Again?
Again,
I
I'm
think you
gonna add
sent it.
Rosemary Square to it.
Rosemary Square. That's like the Beatles film. What's the name of the song?
They're
Isn't
doing
it?
an amazing job.
Strawberry Fields?
Yeah.
Just like it.
Related, the company who owns Rosemary Square, they are investing $500 million in West Palm Beach and Rosemary Square. They already started, and it's like a 5-year project. Some of the things.
What
they're
they're going to do? They're going to...
where Macy's was, the building where Macy's was, they knocked that building down, and now they're building another high-rise residential office space, I think retail building, and they have a few buildings that are going up, I guess, and it's pretty cool. They're doing good work. They're I think helping West Palm. It's a nice thing. They support my business, and they're very fair to work with, and so I like.
Are you going to expand on your business?
Yeah, I hope so. I definitely think I will. Next stop is the outlets over here, and then Palm Beach Gardens. There's a little downtown at Palm Beach Gardens, and then even here in Boca, Meisner Park, I think I might look into. So we're getting there. Yep.
Sounds
Wow,
very cool.
I would love to participate with this gentleman. He's like the farmer I wish I always was.
Some suspenders.
Yeah, and just to throw in a little thing, is the kicker of all the garden shop things is it supports our nonprofit Palm Beach Farmyards, and we're on a mission to grow food locally and then get it into communities that don't have good access to healthy, high quality, nutrient dense nutrition, and then it's just a win-win. We always look for win-win-wins situations where, the average piece of food travels 1,500 miles before it reaches your plate. Well, here we're growing it right here, and then we're getting it into communities that don't have good access.
Are,
this is
are
the
you
perfect-
into vertical planting?
Yeah, I'm definitely into vertical, like gardening and stuff.
too?
I think it's a good idea.
It's a wave of the future.
Because they can make, in one shipping container, growing vertically, they could grow as much lettuce as you would on like, a few acres of land. So you can save a lot of land, and it can be a good thing.
It's going to be the wave of the future.
Mm-hmm.
Food this way as
Yeah.
opposed to this way makes a whole lot of sense.
It does. And imagine like a building in New York City that's vacant now. They convert a whole skyscraper into a farm.
Every floor, another plant.
Yeah.
The amazing thing is that the gentleman that went to interview for you is the one that introduced me to this about 6 years ago. And I thought he was out of his mind. And then I did some research. And
I wonder who it is. I'm trying to figure it out now. I probably
no,
can.
forget about it. And the difference here is that starving countries and places that you got to grow food fast and you got no room to do it, you can actually feed now. Countries
Yeah.
are shooting towards this thing.
It's important. Sustainability, regenerative type practices, and having that infrastructure, I think, is important. Just locally grown food everywhere is I think, a pretty important thing and good for the planet.
It's
too.
a great segue because when we come back from commercial break, Ivy, this is right up your alley.
Yes.
Absolutely, and I have a question for him if it's okay when we come
Of
back.
course.
All right, stay tuned. Quick commercial break. 888-994-4995, Studio A, and we will be right back.
At Carmen Care Advanced Laser Therapy, our professional team specializes in finding the best alternative laser therapy treatments for your painful conditions. Do you suffer with chronic pain, a post-traumatic injury, or simply looking for the benefits of cell rejuvenation to the skin? Schedule a consultation today to understand how photobiomodulation can help reduce your symptoms, reduce or even eliminate pain. Give us a call today, 561-405-9577. We focus on treating you who has a disease, not a disease that defines who you are. Contact Carmen Care Laser Therapy today, 561-405-9577 or carmencarelaser.com.
Introducing Black Tie Liquors, your one-stop shop for wine and spirit needs. Whether you're looking for an ice-cold pack of summer brews or just to grab your favorite bottle of Scotch whiskey, Black Tie Liquors has you covered. Come choose from a wide selection of beers, wines, spirits, or liqueurs. Or if you're in the mood, feel free to grab one of our fresh cigars. Stop by Black Tie Liquors today, located on 5970 South Jog Road, Lake Worth, Florida. Or give them a call at 561-968-0988.
Hi, I'm Tracy McDonough, owner and founder of Healing Moments. Healing Moments is a healing playroom, a mind, body, spirit center. Our service is love and compassion, and the environment is soothing, peaceful, and inviting. Every area is designed for healing and peace. We deliver services such as massage therapy or lymphatic drainage, energy healing and Reiki, chakra balancing, physical vascular therapy for circulation and pain, vibrational medicine using frequencies and oils, and music in order to calm and relax your mind, body, and spirit. We also offer detoxification services using infrared sauna, ionic foot baths, and power plates. All of our modalities are designed to reduce stress, anxiety, induce relaxation, relieve pain, and provide detoxification and inflammation reduction for optimal healing and wellness.
Amp Media Productions and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They've been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it's never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Café Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Recently, a list was made of all the best sandwiches in all 50 states. Bet you can't guess what was Florida's. Cubano, Cuban sandwich. It is made of ham, roast pork, Swiss, cheese, pickles, and mustard. Go to your local Cuban bakery to find one. And now, back to the cafe.
She's awesome. How was that Cuban sandwich? Nice job, Valerie. What do you like most about a Cuban sandwich?
Yeah, I only had a bite, and there's 3 points.
3? How many you get a day?
29.
I'm thinking of slicking the math from yesterday.
Yeah, he thinks 8 and 8 are 4.
Wow, nice job. We've got Ivy Deal with us. We've got Mike from the Garden Shop. And we've got Dan Bass with us, the paella, La Paella Chef. How'd it go over there?
Great.
Just got to grab your mic.
Yes.
We're going to talk about Fuego. And before we talk about Fuego, Ivy, this is such a perfect segue with you with Mike, right?
It's incredible, the similarities, because through my smoothie cakes business, one of my greatest dreams for a smoothie cake is a passion fruit smoothie cake. I actually had, don't judge me, but I had a passion fruit cocktail last night. And I'm not even a drinker at all, but it was the most delicious thing I'd ever had. And it was fresh passion fruit squeezed into it. And I thought, how do you, this beautiful plant, this fruit, where does it come from? And how do I get it into my smoothie cakes? Can I buy the plants to grow myself? Or?
Yes, as a matter of fact, yes, we can get you the passion fruit plants. We have them available, and also the fruit as well. So it grows incredible. It's like a vine. And have you ever seen the flowers, by the way? Do you know?
Are they beautiful,
Yeah,
right?
they're probably the nicest flowers that you can imagine. They're called passion flower, and if you pull up a picture or something, it's like it's.
Well, wait a minute. I get the flower. I can get juice out of the flower.
No, the flower first, right? And then the flower is pollinated, and then the flower then becomes the fruit. Yeah.
Yeah.
What we should do is we should have the cafe passion fruit drink.
Yeah.
All in.
So what we'll do is we'll take always with the Digicity. You need a long straw. So
I'm
you
thinking,
can
what
put
about a dragon fruit or pomegranate something?
dragon fruit.
How would
That's a
dragon
good
fruit
choice
be?
too. Dragon fruit. I like dragon fruit a lot. It's
Yeah,
good.
that is better.
I like the red one better
See,
than
you're
the
going to confuse everything.
This is my brain today. It's on many different levels of playing field.
You
so
can
I
mix
tell
them, passion fruit, guava, orange.
I'm thinking of
something
putting
like
a
that.
whole stack of different drinks that way. So when we do the segments on Friday,
We got that ready to go.
you're ready to rock and roll.
But let's talk to Ivy about her new show. I'm excited that you're launching your new show this week on Thursday.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
called?
So it's called Live Your Best Life with Ivy, and it all started here on the Brooklyn Café TV show, which was sort of just a dream to come on and talk about my passions, talking about passion fruit for my smoothie cake business. And then because we had such a good outpouring of this positive response for my positivity about my smoothie cakes, people asked, and you asked, if I would be willing to sort of have a segue into how to help others to feel their best and look their best and eat their best. So I decided I would do this, and it's called Live Your Best Life with Ivy, and it's about everything we can do to start our day and end our day with passion, like the passion fruit, and my smoothie cakes were the beginning of that, but I'm going to segue into many, many genres of how to do that on a daily basis. And I'm excited about it. I have so much to say and just that I authentically feel of how to help others to feel like I do every single day, which is at my best, my personal best.
And how to go with the voiceovers and everything.
I loved it. It was a great run. We did it, I think, once or twice, and we were happy with it. And your staff is incredible, so it's hard to not have it come out great. But
Thank you. You had all hands on deck on this one.
I did, because I know that she has, she comes from a very far distance. She's not around the corner. So I said when she comes in studio, I need to have her undivided attention for 2 hours so we can get everything, all the elements
Get it
done.
all
So
done.
we had everybody on deck on this thing. Now you have a little bit of history also in the swimsuit business. You've had a career doing a lot of this.
Yes, yes. I've always had a lot of energy, a lot of positive energy. Even in middle school, I remember there was I was thinking about this today. There was a group. I was on a school bus, so I went to a very small private school, and there was a girl. They used to make fun of her because she had very thick, curly, I thought beautiful, wavy hair. And these little boys, they would throw raisins, and it would stick in her hair. Her name was Andrea, and they used to call her Raisin Head. And that stuck with me, the naked raisin head. And it hurt me, and I would cry on the way to school. My eyes would fill with tears because of how they would mock this beautiful young friend of mine. And one day I turned around and I said, if you throw one more raisin at Andrea, you're going to remember that when you get older, and you're going to be a negative person your whole life. Don't you want to be a positive person? And I just remember saying that. Don't you want to be a good person? Be your best self. And I sort of killed them with kindness, not knowing really what I was saying, but it pondered on me today when they were asking me questions about my show. And it all really started that day for me of spreading positivity and love to others and how important it is. And those boys looked at me and they said, Ivy, you're right. You're right, Andrea, we're sorry. And every day they'd walk by her in school and sort of put their heads down and say, hi, Andrea, how are you? And they stopped calling her Raisin Head, and they called her by her first name. Aww. And to this day, somewhere, wherever she is, I'm sure she's a great success in her life. So I believe that positivity and spreading the word of how to be our best selves, not just being your best self, but helping others to achieve their best successes, their best passions. Like the flower, he described, you can't have the fruit without first the beautiful flower around it. So the flower, those beautiful leaves, first you see that, and then what's inside you can also taste and benefit from. So I want to be that. If I were a fruit, I'd probably want to be a passion fruit. But that's how it all started. So that's where I'd like to go with it, is to just really help others be their own best version. Because my best version may not be right for someone else, but their version is what they should be.
It's interesting because I remember when I first started to work with you, we used to talk about people walk around with a desire to have a platform, something to say, and to inform the community, which is what we're doing today. But they're passionate about what you do, like Paella. They're passionate about the things that they want to do. And you learn from that. You become contagious.
Yes.
Your energy becomes contagious, and you want to get up and go, and people are going to write in. And all of a sudden, everybody's writing in because of the music, because of Margot, another young girl that plays the violin. Even my son, who critiques everything, says, wow, she can really play. And it's amazing because I saw some of the elements that you were working on, and I know that you have a history in doing photography and things of that nature.
Yes.
But this is a whole different level of what you're bringing.
Thank you. Thank you. And to answer your question before, I thought about Andrea, and I wanted to mention that story. But as a swim model, why I'm most proud of taking care of my physique, I didn't do it in a provocative way. I modeled very nice swimwear for an Italian company called Mascaneta out of Italy, and then some local shops and boutiques and catalogs. But I always wanted to be tasteful, and I was proud because I was a mother of 3, and I did it pre and post. And I did it more to show other women that taking care of our bodies as our temples was what I represented one of. I was one of the people that could do something like this, and I was very proud of that. And if you want to be able to wear a bathing suit after having 1 child or 3, like I did, then just take care of your body, really. Eat right, and it was nothing more than that. And that's why I was so proud to do that. Then I became a spin instructor, and I taught spinning at some local gyms and helped women to lose weight postpartum and things like that, as I had to do. And again, a positive force. I felt like I was doing something that benefited others, and I had a great relationship and rapport with my students. So I've done many things, but they all revolved around positivity. And someone like Mike sitting next to me is so impressive to me because he stands for living things that bring, oxygen into the air and healthfulness and fruits and plants. And I mean, if you have plants in your house, it cuts down on air pollution. I know that for sure. And that is very important in an office or a workspace, right, or a house.
Yeah.
So it just, someone like yourself goes hand in hand with what I believe
I
in, too.
agree, because I really liked your story that you shared, and that's amazing that you stood up for your friend like that, because sometimes people don't stand up, and they need to sometimes. You have to stand up for what you believe in, and
Thank you.
and how you feel.
And how has lasted with you your whole life from that moment?
Yes, from that moment. And I also had I feel like I've been that person, that girl that turned around every single day. I try to do that still. And women will ask me, sometimes in my building, I'll walk my 2 little dogs in the morning and they'll say, was that your daughter that was here? She's out of college. She's working already at 22. And I said, yes, that's my daughter. I was virtually her age when I had her, and then 2 boys simultaneously, 3 in 3 years. Right after her, I had 3. And I'm very proud. They say, gee, you don't, I look like the stereotypical mother. And I say, well, I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment, but the way I take that is, thank you. I strive to be a fit mother, somebody who takes care of herself, every day. And if I can inspire her, she asks me, what do you eat? What do you do? What's your exercise of choice? And I'll give her little tips. And she's already losing a little bit of weight, and she's using different oils on her skin. And every day I see her, I say, you look more beautiful than you did the day before. So if I've helped in some way, that makes me feel great.
Well, I look forward to your show. I'm excited to be launching that
Thursdays,
on
right?
Thursday.
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
Are we doing Thursday at 10:30? 10:30.
Thursday at 10:30. So
And the
come,
first show's this Thursday.
come by 10. Come this Thursday. It starts. Live your best life with Ivy. But what I love so much is, and I'm going to segue over to Chef La Paella Chef with Dana Bass, is that you guys were both here last week, and in a matter of a week, when you make that commitment to do, and they show up again. And it just shows who they are, the commitment to growing, to empowerment, to bettering yourself, and to reaching out into the community. And here we are with healthy food and paella and all these great nutrients that we get to bring together today, serendipitously, because that's how we roll.
Well, she also did it on
Fuego, which is really exciting.
Her native language is Spanish, yes? Yes. And you did it that way.
Let's put on camera 3.
And the interesting aspect is to say one thing and then to do it. Evie has said, I'm going to do it, and she came in here, and it's funny because in here normally it's craziness, and we shut everything down so we can give you the attention for the show that it needs, and we're going in that direction. And then Paella came, and we talked about having people know more about who you are, what you do, getting it going, because right now, the way things are right now, you got to trust what you're going to be dealing with. And the food is pretty good to begin with. And then you have to learn about these things, and you want to grow and make this thing going. Megan, I read a report that a fern in a bathroom changes your whole attitude per day, and it's a proven deal from MIT or
Yeah, they
Harvard
studied it. Harvard did it. Yeah.
Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
And I read the report, and I was amazed. So I went on.
Do you have a fern in your
I
bathroom?
put few.
A few. Good call.
A few. And the bottom line here is that if you talk to a fern, it will grow. If you ignore it, it will die. And it's proven. And they did 10 years of research on this.
Interesting.
I'm just telling you what I read.
I believe it. I tell people plants need sunlight, water,
kids.
food, and all that, but they need love as well.
Just like children.
Just like everything, right?
Yeah.
Well, think about your child. You got a son, a daughter, and they're the most precious thing in your life. And you have to do constant attention to all of that. If you don't, they will wilter and die as well. Eating right, I wish I knew you when I was a football coach and a baseball coach. I used to tell my parents, your kids can't come in this way. They can't do that. So we used to do off training. Can you imagine a 10-year-old having to train during summer or winter whenever we weren't playing because I had to get the weight down? And they didn't understand it. They said, no, don't worry about it. Yeah, I got to worry about it because the kid can't run around the bases, or he can't play football, or he's going to, that you're prone more to accident when you have more weight. You're asking your body to do a lot more things. So I wish I had known you, because the diet part of all this is important. Evie also talks about that. Whatever you ingest is important.
How did it go on Fuego today?
It went fantastic.
You did it in Spanish.
I did
Fuego
it in
2.0.
Spanish,
And what
yes.
You talked about these kits, which we didn't get to talk about last week until after the segment. Tell me about your kit.
Well, basically, my kits are composed of the same ingredients that I make the paella. I can proudly say that they all come from Spain. The spices I make myself also with, it's an arrangement of spices and herbs that I put together, which include the traditional Spanish paprika, also the traditional Spanish saffron, which is imperative in a paella, and most importantly, the rice. And the rice is called arroz bomba. It's actually made in Valencia, Spain, and I import it in the United States so that people can really taste the difference of what a real paella or how a real paella is made in Spain, by not using the traditional long grain rice here, but using the short grain bomba rice that is made in Valencia, Spain. And that makes all the difference in the world, really.
And what about what else people add? So they order the kit, which comes with the paella skillet, the rice, the spices, and you just add your shrimp or your chicken or whatever you're going to add to it?
Yep, absolutely. So all of this can be purchased together or separately. We have the rice, we have the spices, we have the pans. The pans come in different sizes. Paella is usually made by servings, so if you have just 2 people, then you're going to use a 2-person pan. If you have 10 people, you're going to use a 10-person pan. And if you have 100 people, you are going to use a 100-person pan.
Wow.
Now, granted, we don't sell the 100-person pans because primarily it would probably be too expensive to ship, and most people don't throw 100-person parties regularly, but we do cover pans from 2 all the way to about 15 people. The pans are enameled, which are the best pans that you can get because they don't rust. And one of the things that you will find with paella pans is that typically they rust unless you take very good care of them. So yes, you can find the kits, you can find the products individually, and then we also offer the recipe inside. So when you buy the different, whichever spice you buy, which we have 4 different flavors, we have the vegan, we have chicken and chorizo, which is exactly that, chicken and chorizo paella. We also have a seafood paella called marinera or mariscos for Spanish. And then we have a seafood mix, which is basically seafood and chicken, or seafood and any meat for that matter. So inside the little packet, you'll find the recipe, which will tell you exactly what ingredients you need to buy in order to make paella to taste exactly like my own.
Wow, makes it easy.
It makes it easy for you.
I was going to ask, Ivy, do you cook?
I cook a lot of Hungarian and Romanian foods. I make a homemade goulash, vegetarian. I'm a vegan, as you know, so I make a vegetarian version, and I make for my children and my fiance, I make a meat version, so with chicken. I'm sure this is right up your alley, and I love paella, by the way, so I will absolutely be eating some of yours vegetarian. But yes, I cook all the time. It's a passion both of my grandmothers taught me, and that's how the baking came in. So I love paella. I actually really enjoy rice. I never knew the health benefits of rice until recently. And I used to think that white rice was not good for you, but it turns out that it is. They say now there are new studies that white rice is as good as brown. I don't know if that's true for sure, but I have read something recently how good rice is. It also has fiber.
Yep, absolutely.
So, yeah. So I do cook. So I admire what you're doing too.
I think that the rice, brown, white,
Yeah.
green, orange, I think it's everything that goes with it. It changes. It's good, not good for you.
Maybe.
It's true because, you know, pegao in Puerto Rico, pegao is the bottom of the pot of this thing that sticks to the skillet, and they scrape it, right?
Mhm.
So in the day, my mother used to make us throw this away. Nowadays, it's a delicacy.
It is.
And that's where all the fat is on the oils and stuff that come
Yep.
down to the bottom of the pot. And they scrape it,
Yep.
and there's about 200 different names for it. And they package it and sell it now. You know how much money I threw out?
See that?
It's just ridiculous.
It's the succulent of the
Succulent.
succulent of the rice. and
That's
bean.
right.
Really, but
That's
it's
exactly what it
delicious.
is. And that's
As
how I
always.
describe it, as a matter of fact. On my website, I said it's the succulent part of the paella. It's really an art to be able to burn it. It's a little bit the burnt of the paella,
The burnt.
but you have to know how to burn it without actually burning it. So it sticks to the
crunches.
pan, it crunches, yes, and it's exactly to the point where it sticks to the pan, it stays very crunchy, but it doesn't burn.
It's insane.
Yes,
What
it's
I
called
used to do
socarrat.
growing up, now it's a delicacy.
You guys are making me hungry.
How do people get your kit?
Well, very easy. You can just go to our website, www.lapaellachef.com, go under menu or the shop, and you can either, as I said, purchase them individually or the actual kits. We also offer the burners as well, and that if you have the space to store it or to basically set it up, it's almost like a barbecue. It doesn't really take much space. You can put it apart as well, but it's ideal to use it for these paella pans because it's a porcelain ring or multiple rings that are the same shape of the pan with legs that you can put on and take off, so you can basically hang it anywhere in your garage. But it's fantastic to cook with open fire, which ideally is the best way to cook paella.
What a great idea. Well,
I went to New Orleans to see if she could do on a Tuesday night a paella night, and she goes in there and she has the pans and she'll cook up the stone for the restaurant.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think it'd be outstanding. Same thing with Evie when she goes in there when her show launches, and she could do a special on a Friday night, and you talk about different things that you do, and you bring in the cakes, and it's really interesting how this whole thing has come in different segments because it's safe, it keeps people away, but you're doing your thing, and her restaurant could be a very important integral spot of things we want to do.
No, it's a great idea. All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we've got Tracy McDonough of Healing Moments Florida joining us. If you need some relaxation, which I do, she's in the house, so stay tuned, and we will be right back.
CTV and Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They have been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it has never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP2TV at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
Looking for a place to get your ice cream fix? Look no further than Cold Stone Creamery. At Cold Stone, we make our ice cream fresh every single day in store. We have over 20 different ice cream base flavors and over 30 different mix-ins to choose from. We also have plenty of signature creations if you don't want to go ahead and choose your own. To end your creation, you can put it in one of our freshly made waffles. We have ice cream cakes, ice cream sandwiches, milkshakes, smoothies, banana splits, sundaes, and so many other things for you to come check out and enjoy. We are the official ice cream store of the Brooklyn Café. Hope to see you soon, and remember, it's always a great day for ice cream.
Hugs and smiles, blow a kiss to everyone you miss. Hugs and smiles will make the world a better place, and heals the heart with a smile on your face.
Hugs and Smiles Foundation was formed on the basis of giving kids the opportunity to learn and grow with art and music. Our classes are made for kids to express themselves in an open and free environment. If you want to donate or help run the class, contact Tina Weiss at 954-501-0524 or at tina@hugsandsmiles.org. All the memorabilia sold at the Brooklyn Café goes right back to the foundation to help Hugs and Smiles keep going. If you want to purchase a piece of art or memorabilia, contact Tina Weiss at 954-501-0524 or at tina@hugsandsmiles.org.
The music, art, and dance, and holding hands, we could take a stand. And with a smile, you make my dreams come true. Then all I need is a hug, a smile from you and you.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Café Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Oh, hello there. I'm Vinny from No Pun Included. And today in history, Hattie Wyatt Carrot became the first woman to elect the U.S. Senate. She had to hold an appointment for it ever since her husband died in office. And then soon she became elected inside the office, Arkansas, after 2 months. But while she was known in office, she was known as Silent Harry because she rarely spoke to anyone. Only time she spoke was 15 times. But I wonder how she feel today after she saw that riot. We'll never know, I guess. Now, back to the main show.
I'm a mess. I'm eating this Cuban sandwich during commercial break, and I'm like, wow, I got crumbs everywhere, but it was delicious. The most popular sandwich in Florida is the Cubano.
First of all,
that.
You didn't have a Cuban sandwich.
I did.
You had a bite.
Yeah, it would be the Cuban sandwich.
Well, how can you wrestle with a bite?
I wrestle with everything. That's all I can tell you. But welcome back, everyone. Wow, it's a very calm. You know why it's calm? Because I think Tracy clears the energy before she shows up in a place. Look, she's shaking her head. We got Tracy McDonough of Healing Moments with us. I've been writing this article for a magazine that they asked us to write. I've been working on this article, for 3-4 weeks already, because it's not my thing. It's totally getting out of my comfort zone. But the last question we had to answer was, give an itinerary if friends came to visit on where they should go in your community. So what did I write about today? Go for a relaxing massage or a foot bath or a spa treatment with Tracy McDonough of Healing Moments. I'm glad you're here. How's everything going? You're all ready and purple and...
Should I have a mic?
You guys, we got to give Tracy a mic. Thank you for that. Thank you, Valerie. I'm sure you can project as well. So I'm glad you're here in this it kind of always works out here, right? We've got some fresh food. We've got Living Your Best Life with Ivy. We've got fresh food with the paella chef. And now we can relax with a massage or ionic foot bath, some crystals.
You need a nap after you eat.
I know, right?
You want some crackers?
No, I'm good. So welcome, Tracy.
Thank you.
How's everything going?
Everything's awesome. Everything's awesome. I did a vibroacoustic sound session myself before I came, raising that vibration.
What does that entail when you do that?
So I have a vibroacoustic sound bed that has speakers in it. I work with frequencies in music for relaxation, depression, pre and post surgery, hormones, whatever. There's frequencies for everything, right? Bone regeneration, neuromuscular repair. I'm listening to music with those frequencies, and the bed picks up the frequencies, so the bed starts to vibrate. So you're hearing the frequencies in music, and your body is feeling the frequencies as a vibration, so it entrains the brain and the body and takes your brain into more meditative brain states. So it's very healing. It's great for pain. It's great to calm the nervous system. It's even great for energy if you're a little bit depressed or not well.
It's great for Parkinson's. It helps to negate tremors.
You've got different frequencies for different things that people need.
Yes, yes. We have frequencies for everything. We have love frequencies. We have lower vibration frequencies for people that are, suffering from trauma or injury or surgery. Yeah.
You have frequencies to clear my brain?
We have frequencies for PTSD. We're working with
That's you.
PTSD. There we go. I'm starting.
I'm laughing, but I'm not laughing. I think this whole situation we've been in for the past however many months, I think I've got PTSD from it because I haven't been to a restaurant other than Mike's, and that was months ago when we sat outside.
Mm-hmm.
Just the thought of being in a crowded people or a crowded parking lot makes me not breathe. So in some form, I really think I've got PTSD. Like if I drive to the grocery store and the parking lot's full, in my mind, they're all in the grocery store. So I leave and I don't even go in. I park somewhere else. If it's something else in the mall I have to do, I go in and I go out. But I can't imagine I'm the only one feeling this anxiety of what this is. And
No.
we're fortunate that we get to see people. There are other people that have not been out anywhere. Right. And if I'm feeling this, there has to be this frequency floating around there.
Yeah, well, stress is an energy, and energies transfer, right? So, and it's a constant for the last almost year, right? A constant. The news, people talking about it. So that energy at that frequency is out there constantly, and it transfers to people. And you are super energy sensitive to begin with. So yes, you're going to absorb that. It really takes a lot. I do a lot of teaching people, specifically kids, how to protect their own energy and not absorb what's going on in the room or the house or the news or school, and to be able to stay in their own space and grounded in their own peace. Yeah.
Because I think what people are trying to do right now is you try to show up for everybody, especially if you're trying to keep your business going, you're keeping your family together. As a mom, I can only speak for a mom, not a dad. I've never been a dad. You try and be present for your kids at whatever age they're at. My kids are grown, so my son came over last night and he had this whole long, intense conversation, but I had to be present. Now I know what that's going to take from me after this conversation, but I'm still doing it. My daughter has her own things. I try to be present, but I know what it is. But we still give as much as we can give.
Right.
But now we need to regenerate and regroup and go see you to help keep ourselves where we need to keep ourselves.
Right, because we absorb energy or we hold space for people, and sometimes we're not really able to do that without damaging ourselves. So not only do I get to help people begin to heal, but I get to teach them how to take care of themselves when they're not with me, which is really a fun part.
Healing.
Kids, I had so many kids the last 6 months, teenagers, 13, 14, 15, and I get to teach them tapping, which is such a tool for them to deal with their anxiety. Fear is a transferable energy. It's a very powerful transferable energy. Lower energies are very dense and heavy, and they're very powerful. Higher energies, love, confidence, self-esteem, all of that are higher energies, but harder to hold on to when those dense energies are around. Have you ever been in a room, everybody's in a good mood, and someone in a bad mood comes in and starts to spread that? It's very difficult to hold your own frequency. So I'll say something kind of controversial, but fear is a frequency. COVID also has a frequency. And when you can stay at a frequency where you are absolutely certain that you are staying healthy no matter what, you're not drawing in that frequency, right? Law of attraction, when you get to be that same frequency, you draw in, right? You draw in. So when you're in a bad mood, what do you draw in? You draw in everything at that frequency. So including things like viruses and flus and colds and all kinds of other conditions.
It's interesting because athletes, they have to perform at a high peak and a high level, believe in frequency. And it's funny because the regular guy in the street says, oh, come on, what's this frequency thing? It doesn't exist. But if you talk to athletes, just like people with plants, plants grow bigger through frequency. And this is proven. They do. And when you put music or you do stimulation to plants, just like children, children should be included in this whole discussion as well, because they grow up different. They grow up wanting to learn. They grow up not as withdrawn. Insecurities, again, another vibration. It's really funny because in the day, people didn't know what to call it.
Yeah.
We used to say there's something different. You ever notice somebody walks in the room and the whole room lights up on this person's being? Just the opposite of taking, they give.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, whoa, what just happened in here?
Yeah.
It changed. In the day, we didn't know what that was.
No, it was a mood, right? It was a mood.
It was a mood.
So.
And you can
yeah.
change moods. You ever gone to the doctor and doctor tells you you're dying? And all of a sudden you get sick. And you go back 2 weeks and doctor says, oh, I made a mistake. Your whole body changed.
Yeah, you
Everything
can
changed.
actually get sick that way.
Because you bought into it.
Absolutely.
I think doctors
absolutely.
have to be careful about that. They have to be careful when they
Yes.
suggest things.
Yes, yes. Yes, there's actually been, I read a case many years ago where a doctor diagnosed someone with cancer, and it was a mistake. But by the time they figured it out and got a hold of this patient, who was like a month later, she was dead.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
she was not alive anymore. She believed to her core that she had cancer, and she actually killed herself, and probably of cancer, because that's also a frequency. Look, it's just like when women are pregnant, right? They say play Chopin and Mozart and different classical musics. Those are frequencies that are transferred to their babies, and studies show how it affects children when they're born. If you read to them, if you talk to them, or if you're in an abusive relationship, or, you know, it's all affects that child, and you'll see it when they're born. I worked with children for the longest time. I can absolutely see children that do not have their own phones or their own iPads versus children that have phones and iPads and computers. It's harder now because now they're all on computers with school, but I've had clients that have kids that have their own iPads at 3 years old, and then I have families that just either can't do that or don't do that, and you can absolutely see the effect on the child.
Women that are pregnant, men get pregnancy pains.
That's right.
It's true.
Sympathy.
Sympathy pains. And all of a sudden, we're not feeling well. We got the morning sickness. We're like, oh. True. I mean, it's a true statement. It does exist. It really depends on how close you are with your significant other, and you will pick up their vibes.
You always, even when you sleep, you pick up vibes from the
What
bedroom.
about your kids? You could be miles away,
Yep.
and something hits you and go, "Whoa, I gotta kill my kid." It happens with Freddie. I don't know what it is, or Gio.
Yeah.
I know they're going through something, and I gotta call them. Okay, what's going on?
Yeah, you have a connection.
I didn't even call you. I says, and they will tell you it happens. You have this whole vibration. I can only imagine what Michelle goes through because it came from her. You know what I'm saying? And so don't poo-poo this because the science is there.
Absolutely.
And you got nothing to lose. You know, we're in a state right now where again, we're offering an opportunity to do something for yourself. You know, do something for yourself.
Right.
Take 24 hours and do something for yourself.
Yes. Well, one of the things you can do for yourself at home is if you find yourself in fear, or you find yourself a little depressed or worried. Tony Robbins says it all the time, right? Motion creates emotion, right? Motion, physicality. So put on some music and dance, or do something active and exercise, even if you don't feel like it, even if the last thing you feel like doing is taking a walk. Get out in nature, take a walk. It is totally going to change your state because it changes and raises your vibration.
Now, let me ask you, now that you're both here, when you sit on the floor, there are sometimes, even if it's inside, I just sit on the floor and I can feel so much better than sitting on a couch. Why is that?
Because you like to sit on the floor.
No, it's more than that.
It's grounding. Yeah, it's grounding. Yeah, yeah. So, especially someone like you live up here, you know. I just had a session with somebody. I do a signature massage where I combine, you know, whatever the person calls in. It starts out as a massage, and then whatever they call in, Reiki, quantum touch, crystals, sound, whatever. And I just did a session with someone, and I kept going back to her feet. Every time she started getting that monkey mind, I ended up at her feet because I in tune with people, and she was too much up here, and I just kept trying to ground her. Just kept trying to ground her. I had basalt stones around her feet and shungite all over the place. Yeah.
With my no shoes on, barefoot on the earth. It's the best way.
Beautiful.
15 minutes a day would change your life.
Yep.
Yes, beautiful.
That's what they told me.
Everybody should do that every single day, first thing in the morning. Ground yourself.
The power of touch is so important.
Yes.
I think too. Whenever I'm stressed, I will get a massage, and I think there's something about the human touch. They were talking about babies or plants even
Yes.
need to be touched. A fern, when you speak to it or you know, it grows.
Yes.
Same with people. So
Yes.
I admire what you do because
Thank
the power of touch is so powerful.
Very
Right?
powerful.
It
And
seems
it's
like
also
being
very
taken away
grounding.
from us a lot these days, where
Yes.
we can't hug each other or
Yes.
shake each other's hands.
So bad for the human. So bad for the human.
Baseball players tap you in the back of the knee. If you ever watch a baseball game, professionals earning millions and millions of dollars, even down to Little League. We teach kids touch a ball player in the back of the knee when they had an at bat. And that whole thing came about because touch is important.
Yes.
It's like when you pray over your food to change the vibration. That goes back to biblical times.
Yes.
And a hammock. You know the hammock?
Yeah, I love hammocks.
Everybody loves a hammock. Do you know why? Reminds you of when you were in the womb.
Yeah. Rocking the baby. Even
True
just
story.
rocking a baby. Yeah.
True
This
story.
is an enlightened crowd right
Unless
here.
you're me,
Yes.
you get seasick.
Yes.
Ever go on a swing?
Yeah, swings.
You
I
like
love
swings? They make me motion sick.
Well, you just got to move a little bit. That's because you decide to go around and around. But all vibration will stimulate different parts of your body. There are things. You ever walk into a bakery, and all of a sudden you start thinking about, man, I remember when I was 12 and my grandfather took. It's just funny how certain things in your brain react to certain things around you.
It's a frequency of aromatherapy, right? The olfactory system is very powerful.
And we have
Triggers
all
a lot
the
of memories.
ability to tap into these things.
Yes,
Whether
all
you're
the
a
time.
business person, whether you're a mom. Now, when I was a mom, because I was a mom, and I wouldn't take that job for nobody. I got to tell you something. I gave that up real quick because being a mom is different than being a dad. 100%. The frequencies aren't the same. No matter who you are as a male, it always goes back to mom. I don't care if you're the president down to a criminal. It's all about mom. It makes no difference because that frequency is different. Different than any man in your life. And it makes a difference. You know, if you touch your inner soul for 15 minutes a day, we wouldn't have the mess we have going on around us right
Yeah,
now.
that's what meditation is for.
I agree.
One of the most
That's why
powerful
you're so
things
vital.
we do.
I got to put your stature. I got to put you on the statue, knock the statue down, put you on there where the statue is.
No.
So that people can learn more about themselves. You know, everybody talks about how do we make it better? Look in the mirror, man.
Start from the inside.
Freddie, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's
Look at
amazing.
the
Yeah.
mirror.
Start from the inside.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Tracy's place, Healing Moments, is right up the street.
Magical
It's
place.
so calming and soothing. And you offer so many modalities.
Well, it's a mind, body, spirit center. So I'm a clinical social worker, and I've been doing energy healing and massage therapy for 25 years. So I've just combined the whole mind, body, spirit model, you know, and it's really just about bringing people in and really listening to what's going on and helping them get what is they need. I think this planet has given us everything that we need to survive, including each other.
Do you have a garden at your place? Do you have a garden there?
I don't, but because I'm a storefront, but I do have I have a big palm tree and bushes, and it's really interesting. I work with Kangen water.
Oh, nice.
And I dump a lot of my water out there. And I just noticed last month that I dumped the water in the front and never in the back. And the front is just thriving and the back is not. So now I have to work on the back. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
But a little garden. I wanted to plant a fairy garden here. We have to find. She laughs at me, but
true.
I would like to create.
I
a
love fairy
We
gardens.
do that at
For
the garden shop.
kids.
We
I
have
just don't know where to put it here.
yeah, we make a little pot with a little like fairy and put it in there. It's like a little miniature scene.
Oh,
It
I
was
want
on the
one.
news,
Yeah.
the kid that did
I
it.
want one.
I was just thinking the power of the senses as we were all sitting here. If I could add this, the power of the senses is so important. So you're the power of touch. I'm the power of taste with my smoothie cakes. You're the power of scent and well-being because your flowers emit oxygen and we all need that to survive, and that's a calming force in and of itself.
Yeah.
When you touch someone's scalp or their feet, that is calming. And so what you eat, you are. What you are, if you are touched or not, you feel better. And it's just all so intertwined. You know, life is that way, I guess.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
You know, it's amazing because my father was a farmer. My father used to cut sugar cane off a horse in Puerto Rico. And he taught me a lesson. He says, you know, you're never going to be a farmer, he told me. And he's right. I mean, I grew up in the streets in the Bronx, you know. My jungle was all cement. So when I went with him to live in Puerto Rico for 3 years, He says, this is going to save your life, is what he told me. I says, really, why? He says, because when the world comes to an end, food, you're going to learn how to survive in the soil. So I never understood what the hell is he talking about. I says, my dad has lost his lid, right? But he's right. When you go back to the earth, when you go back to the things that we came from, when you learn your body, when you learn what your body will give you. You know, when I got sick at the hospital in Boca Regional and they told me I wasn't coming out of there, I told them, you're out of your mind. I ain't going nowhere. I said, take a ticket, because you know what? I'm late to the party. I'm going to get out of here. And I was telling 27 doctors, I'm not going nowhere. I'm leaving here. Yeah. I refused to buy in. Refused. Okay, you visited me. You saw that. I refused. Listen, when guys are going to call me, it's going to be a mutual agreement and we're going to go. Other than that, I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. Yes. But you have to buy into you.
This brain has the ability to heal us as fast as it has to make us sick, right? There's a book called Radical Remission. Thousands and thousands of cases of people with cancer radically healing because they believed they could. It really, that's all it is. It's a decision. It's about believing that you can do. And obviously, you know, nutrition, you need to have good food, you need to have nature around you. There has to be some, you know, substantial things. But really, 80% of the cure or not, it happens in our brain.
True that. That's why paella can be the food of the gods. You pray over that bad boy, and it will make you Superman.
Just enjoy it. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, more with Tracy and Ivy and Mike and La Paella Chef. And we've got Jay Harmon in the house, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are your health issues stopping you from living the life you've imagined? Are you unable to do the things you want to do due to chronic pain or chronic health issues? Have you seen many doctors, taken multiple medications, but are still suffering? Or are you simply looking for ways to boost your immune system and live a long and healthy life? Total Holistic Center is the solution you've been looking for. We provide you with out-of-the-box, cutting-edge scientific technologies for true health, wellness, and anti-aging via phone, in-person, or virtual video consultations. Some of our services include total wellness consultations, where we dig deeper into underlying root causes of chronic health issues, and personalized 360 wellness protocols customized specifically just for you based on your individualized biomarkers. Visit us at www.totalholisticcenter.com or call us at 561-323-4994.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Café Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Hey guys, this is Teddy with the new update of the day on the second episode of The Bachelor on ABC, which was one of the most insane shows. All of a sudden it's relevant again, which one, a surprise in itself. Now for their second episode, they had 21 women decide, yeah, I'm going to put on a wedding dress and I'm going to take fake wedding photos with The Bachelor. And then not only that, they had to go fight with each other with water balloons and all different tactics to try and win their love with him. So I can't wait to see what's the rest of the season. This is only episode 2. It's only going to get weirder from here. Back to the show.
Are you kidding me? Did you see it?
I did, but I didn't. I was writing that article again. This article at IR.
So that's why you didn't see it?
In the trenches.
Yesterday, they had mentioned, I think it was Kat, somebody did an element about, so I watched it last night. And this woman had a nervous breakdown. And they had to bring her off the set. And so much drama.
So much
My God, give me a hot dog to watch this thing. This is ridiculous.
There's so much drama. We need to be a drama-free zone.
I think we should do Mike. Hey, Mike, you want to be the Bachelor?
I don't know.
We should do the Bachelor, the Café style.
Are you single?
I am single, yeah.
Slick, Digit City.
We should interview Mike on Digit City. We have this whole concept called Digit City.
Okay.
It talks about getting digits at a place.
First you started at the beach and I bring wine and a cooler. That's
But you never did that.
That's too much.
There was nobody out there.
Yeah, there was nobody out there. That's too much. That's like...
Wait, so what is this concept you said?
So Digit City. Remember in the day you used to go to places and you and your boys used to say, let's see who could pick up more telephone numbers,
Yeah.
right? So we've changed the concept a little bit because with COVID, you really can't meet people. So he has a program we're talking about Digit City, how to go and meet ladies and, you know, whatever it is that you're going to meet. And so he's been working at this thing in about 17 different ways. Yeah. So, interesting.
This sounds interesting.
Different frequencies. Jay, what do you think of the studio?
Fantastic.
You like it?
You're going to do your show in there.
Love it.
Because
thought
we
no
want to
better way.
surround you.
I feel right at home.
It's like surround sound.
We changed it up. I don't think Tracy's seen it. You know, Studio B always had this heavier feel.
I saw it before Teddy painted it, right?
Yeah, we painted it on Saturday.
I saw it before the paint.
Oh, okay. So we did a little bit of redoing over the weekend, and we spent a couple days redoing, but it needed, you know, we moved in here, it was right after your dad had passed away, and you were in Luto. Is that how I pronounce it?
Yeah.
Luto. And it was very dark. And I had asked you why, and I didn't understand it. And then you told me after a certain amount of time passed that we could brighten it up. So we did. But it never got that right feel. So we've been here for a year, so I think now it was okay to change everything up. So we did, and now it's called the Aurora Room, the Sunshine Room, whatever you want to call it. But it's yellow and bright, and it's the Ant Media colors. It's got all the beautiful artwork of Jay Harmon. You see I put the colored behind the camera, and because told me we're changing this up.
I love the name Aurora. Did I tell you why?
No, why?
That's my great-granddaughter's name.
Of course it is. Wow.
That's beautiful.
The Aurora. I did not know.
Nothing happens by accident.
I did not know, honest to goodness, but this is how things happen here.
Nice
And
job,
do you know
babe.
what Aurora means in English?
What?
Dawn.
Dawn.
Does it really? Dina looked
She
it up for
says
us
that.
yesterday.
They looked it up, and that's what it says. I think Webster's confused.
Isn't that funny? I know, and it continues.
Aurora. You know, this
Sunrise. Dawn.
Aurora, isn't there a company that does toys or something called Aurora?
Sleeping
Look it up.
Beauty.
A princess from Aurora.
Of course, there
I think
is.
there's a toy company called Aurora.
If you ever have a granddaughter, we should name her Aurora.
Yeah, I have nothing
Not
to
that
do
I'll
with
have
that.
any say in that, but neither will you, Papa.
You're
But I'm
right.
just thinking.
We should let's get a pet.
Okay.
Let's get an African gray and call her Aurora.
A dog?
African gray, the parrot.
Oh, I don't know what an African gray is.
It's
Can you
cute.
imagine? It would just talk. So we came in over the weekend, Tracy, and those doors above us, the air handler, see, they're closed. Well, on the weekend,
X-nay,
now-
X-nay. Stop talking about that on the air. X-nay.
I know. I've heard. You have company.
So we've got company, and so nothing in here
The
happens
door
by
is open,
coincidence.
so she thinks something's pushing them all. It's an air handler.
Anyway,
When
it
you
is.
open that thing, it goes.
We bring a lot of things together here, so it's exciting to bring all of these pieces together. And Ivy has a new show, and Tracy. The one thing about our show is that everyone knows what goes on between you and I. Whether
even
you're
know what
on
goes on there.
WW and I'm in my head, we kind of always talk
Now,
about it
did you
on
tell
air.
everybody that painting in Studio A is crooked? I never did that. I personally never did that.
You personally never
Never did it. That's all you gotta say. That's all you gotta say. I never did it. And there it is. Something shifted it on its axis.
And the door was open up there, see?
That's right. You gotta put sheetrock up there. That's right. Anyway.
And there's a lot of sheetrock up there if you need it. But I love that I can go to Tracy's and just relax. And one of the things that I have not gone, I haven't been for a facial, I haven't been for a massage, and all this self-care time that we always say we need to take for ourselves. I haven't been because of I don't know who's touching my body, right? We've talked about not having touch. But when I come to healing moments, you can feel the shift in energy, and I know you take every safety precaution to support local. And I know you're always getting tested and all the things that you do to keep your clients safe.
Yeah, I have several, I actually have 3 right now, cancer patients that are not doing treatment. I had breast cancer and chose not to do a lot of the treatment. And I have to make sure that I'm healthy for them, you know. So when you walk into my space, there's a crystal grid under the floor, and there's frankincense in the paint. And the energy is just healing. So you can come in and sit next to the salt tower. It's 160 pounds of Himalayan salt with an infrared light. And so many people come in and just sit, and they could be there for an hour and just to be, because there's healing happening no matter what's going on. I don't even have to do anything.
And you're a true testament to that.
Yeah.
True testament, yeah.
Right next to the salt lamp.
Yep, I want to tell you, and it's magical, and I don't like telling people to go do it because I did it, but I got to tell you, you got to go through it to come to the realization
It's an experience.
of what's going on. And again, you know, I can't repeat myself enough. If you want to fix things, it all begins with you.
Yes.
That's where it comes down to. I don't care. You know, they're talking about vaccines. Everybody's going crazy with this thing. They're opening up stadiums now to get more vaccine. It's nice. They're going to open up the stadium, but there's no more vaccine. It's not enough going out there yet. So, you know, you're going to have to be cool, and you're going to have to relax. You're going to have to learn how to chill out. Stay home if you're going to stay home. In California, they are mandating you wear a mask at home now. It's gotten so bad.
That's crazy.
But you know, you don't have to do it. I mean, think about this. You don't got to do it. You want to get sick, go get sick on your time. Not a problem.
But so much, and it is true, is in your mind. And you gave me a tonic back in March.
I got to make more.
I know, I'm running out.
The Black Plague tonic.
And Tracy always says to me, it's what you feel you put in your body.
I
If
should
it's
talk
going
to
to
you.
do, it's going to do. So I know when I take this tonic, I'm going to feel better within a few minutes.
Yeah.
And every single time, whether it's in my mind, it's true, but it's in my mind. I know if I've got a scratchy throat, I take 2 dropperfuls and I'm good to go.
It burns everything.
But whatever it is, I know that tonic
But
for
you got
me.
to tell what it is.
Well, I don't know what it is.
You know, I should go to you because I need all sorts of ingredients, and you probably got them all.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in it. All I know is when my bottle's empty, I give it to you and I say, fill it up, please. And then I keep taking it.
And this tonic has been known to cure bubonic plague, the Black Plague.
What's in it?
Every hot pepper, it has
Oh,
like a
wow.
whole bunch of 15 ingredients.
Peppers, apple cider vinegar, garlic.
But this
That's
thing,
just what I taste
when,
anyway.
when Linda Mason, she wears gloves because of the peppers.
Probably ghost peppers.
It ghost peppers, and they're really hot. And I
who did
gave
you
it
say,
to
Linda
Valerie, and Valerie took it, and she had to go home. Remember? It made her ill. And then you took it and slicked it, and they're giving it to everybody in here, and you have to keep taking. I take it every day. And again, buying in is part of the
It's
cure.
buying in. It's the power of your
Placebo
mind.
effect is a scientific fact.
Yep.
It's the power of your mind. And now my daughter will come up, and even if she's having an anxiety attack, she says, "Can I have some of the tonic? Does it help anxiety?" I don't know, but try it. It could.
Just
It
say
could
yes,
help.
it helps.
And I say
Yes,
it'll help
it
whatever
helps.
you want it to help. She takes it. She goes, "I feel so much better now." So now she wants some because she said it's like this magic tonic. I feel wasn't Pete's Dragon. You know they had not vending, but outside they had all these tonics. But the power of your mind is what it is, and healing foods and healing moments, and it's about healing from the
But this
inside
is
out.
what I was saying. You could make paella God's dish.
Yes.
You can make anything. You can make your cakes God's dish. And you bring it and you believe it's going to help you and you do it. You go see Tracy, you get a massage, you get some things work done. You want to be part of the earth. All of these things put your frequency at a different level. You know, it's really simple. If you scream at your dog, it's going to pout, get down, and probably throw up on your rug. Been there, done that. I see it. If you treat your dog happy and that tail is wagging, it'll be your best friend. I mean, I've seen dogs go to cemeteries and just lay on the stone where their masters for years have passed. I mean, you gotta use this a little bit more. Less of this and more of this.
Kindness is a frequency too.
Yeah, like pets are really perceptive. Dogs are perceptive to frequencies, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, because there isn't so much other stuff.
Mhm.
You know,
Hey, they got COVID dogs now.
Culturally, socially programmed. You know.
Have you seen the COVID dogs? They have COVID dogs at the airport now. Go to Miami International.
Where they
They will bark and bark if they see and sniff you and you got COVID.
What?
Oh my goodness.
They got COVID dogs. Look it up. You think I'm kidding you?
No, I don't.
I
I've learned
was
not to
shocked when I
question you
saw this.
anymore, really.
They got COVID dogs. I wonder how a dog, a bloodhound, knows how to find, by smelling a shirt, knows how to find you.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, is it the scent? They
Must
can
be the
smell
frequency,
COVID.
like Tracy said.
COVID has a smell.
They're at a different frequency. It's like the
Wow.
it's like the mosquito, not the mosquito. The fly can see at a different frequency. Birds fly. You ever notice that those birds all fly in unison? What do you think? They trained and said, "Okay, everybody follow me." Doesn't work that way. They're following a line of frequency. It's in front of you. Just open your eyes.
And crystals. And I know we gave Jody a crystal from Tracy. I got all of my holiday gifts right here from all of our vendors and everyone. I bought a painting from Jay. I bought some crystals from Tracy, different healing gift certificates. And it makes such a difference. And Jody was so happy with the selenite. It looks like a
selenite
tower
lamp,
with the lamp in it. She loved it. She was so excited. She plugs it in. She goes, I feel the difference already. And I got a new crystal heart for that room. And the inspiration was about 2 weeks later, we started redoing that room. And it makes a difference if you believe and you truly want to make a change.
Mike, bamboo. You ever notice how
bamboo.
people give you bamboo for good luck?
Lucky bamboo.
Lucky bamboo.
Why is that?
Well, bamboo is a really special plant on this planet. It's one of the best plants that we have going. It grows. It can grow a foot a day, and it's edible. It's medicinal. It can produce a lot of wood that then, like in ancient cultures, they would take bamboo and then they burn it to ash, or actually like just not all the way to ash, but like burnt wood, charcoal, and that's like one of the best fertilizers you can give your plants. So like bamboo is a really special plant.
Well, we have a lucky bamboo. I think, how long we had that? 5 years?
Yeah.
And the thing is about this big now.
Nice.
And I didn't even recognize it because it's always, your painting's always in front of it. And they moved the painting this morning and I saw, and I said to Dawn, is that the same bamboo? The thing is like this big.
I keep tying it up with some of my Dawn Dust rope, but yes.
Is that what it is? But
my
it
little
grows.
pink shreds, I keep tying it up, yes.
But it grows. You know, you put together a tray of lucky stuff with a bamboo in the middle. So you put stones around and everything else. Put it at your door. Just put it at your front door.
We've got money trees too, if you want one of those.
Money tree. Whoa, what's in that?
It attracts abundance for you.
Really? How'd you come
There's
up
a
with that?
story actually about it. I think it was a Chinese farmer, was not having good luck on his farm, and he wasn't getting a good harvest. And he was just walking through his farm, kind of kicking around dirt or something, and then he found this plant, and he said, "That's my lucky plant." He dug it up, he put it in his house, like a house plant, and then as the story goes, his farm produced abundantly, and he's like, "That's the money tree."
He changed.
And now we sell them in the garden shop.
He changed his frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I do believe in that.
I love money trees. I love bamboos. Those are the plants I have in my place. I have bamboos
Awesome.
and money trees.
I was going to say we have a Himalayan salt lamp in our garden shop too. Yeah. And the frequencies are so special in shops and places like that. Like I notice it, like I was saying about dogs or even young children, they'll walk by the shop and they're immediately drawn.
Yep.
Like kids will pull their parents like towards the door. And it's like an amazing thing for me to see because I just know it's like the vibe, the energy there is right when the dogs or the kids are like, whoa, what is this? This is cool. Or even like we have so many plants in our shop, birds fly in there and think they're outside still.
Oh, that's
Like,
cool. That's cool.
Are you in the same location? You're right in the center?
Yeah, we are right next to Starbucks, same spot.
It's a great spot. It started as a pop-up and an idea. You said it was like for a month or a couple
Yeah,
months.
we
They were
started
just
as a
donating
1 month
space.
pop-up. Yep.
Where is it? Where?
Right next to Starbucks in Rosemary Square in downtown West Palm. Yep.
Another powerful plant I was thinking about is the banana. We were talking about illness and health. when children are sick, as a mom, I would always give them the brat diet, and it starts with bananas. My smoothie cakes have a puree of bananas. That is what the sweetness comes from. So that is where I need you, Mike, to have my own banana plants or get them from you. But the power of the banana, I learned something yesterday that I want to know if you know. These two know everything, so I bet they already know. I didn't know this. There is something called banana flour, and I was looking for the healthiest flour known to man. I never knew banana flour existed. It's a new rage. And when I read the health benefits, I thought, this is what's going to go into my smoothie cakes. I was using garbanzo bean flour because it's gluten-free and vegan, but I'm switching to banana flour because and the power of bananas.
I've heard of it. So like they what do? They dehydrate the bananas?
Yes, I was reading about it. It's a completely natural process, and you get all of the benefits of the fiber of bananas and the potassium and all of that.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so cool. It reminds me of a friend of mine who grows these they're yams, like purple yams, and then he takes the yams, which are like kind of like potatoes from the ground, the roots, and then he turns it into a flour, and then he makes pancakes with it. Wow. And the pancakes are purple. It's cool. Like you could do stuff. It's awesome.
Purple yam?
Purple yam, and then you make a purple pancake. You turn it into flour, you dehydrate it, and then you kind of like grind it up, and it's now flour. And,
Dan, and I want to ask Dan, is some certain foods that are special to Spain?
Yes, absolutely.
For healing and...
There's, well, for example, saffron is an amazing healing plant. I can tell you in Spain, I remember growing up, a lot of the stores that we called herb stores, and that's what they would sell. They would sell herbs. I remember they were in these big sacks, like potato sacks, and they just looked to me like teas. But in essence, on the sack, they always had a name of what they cured. For example, for colds or for headaches or just anything, menstrual cramps, and most of them were like teas, where you would just take them. These grow abundantly. I mean, I can't go through every one of them, but I know that in Spain we do grow a lot of these plants and herbs, and there is that alternative medicinal side of medicine that is very abundant in Spain, and everybody tends to go to either side by medicine, or just as a first recourse.
Let thy food be thy medicine, right?
I say it all the time. The planet has given us everything we need, right? Mm-hmm. Sunlight, herbs, everything, aromatherapy.
And you've got other products that you sell at Healing Moments as well. I know you work with Fusionary and the turmeric. And now this is my soup. I need to make some more soup. I'm
Never having soup from you again.
I threw that squash away. I need to go.
I don't trust you.
But to open up the flavoring of the turmeric, you need to add black pepper. And that is not in that recipe. So I now add black pepper to it, because to get the benefits of the turmeric, you need the black pepper.
It helps open the cells so that you actually absorb.
So I am changing the recipe up to add the black pepper to it.
Maybe that'll get rid of the mold. They have turmeric tea. You ever had turmeric tea?
Super good.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I actually add turmeric to all of my smoothie cakes. I never told you that.
That's amazing.
Every single smoothie cake has turmeric in it. And it's, I don't find it adds any less or more flavor or taste, but I know that it's anti-carcinogen, it's anti-inflammatory, its health benefits are endless. So I do have turmeric in all of my smoothie cakes. Yeah. And I never said that before, but you reminded me of that. And I've learned years ago the benefits of it. So I'm proud to say that they have that.
Can you imagine if we actually ever scripted this show? We would never be as synergistic as we are.
Turmeric tea.
Turmeric has a lot of, and I learned
thousands and thousands of clinical studies behind turmeric.
It grows really well here in South Florida too.
It does. And the thing is that they made me this tea. They brought me that golden tea thing one night. And I said, I'm not drinking that. And then they said, you're drinking. And I drank it. Put me out like this. I woke up the next day, I still had the cup in my hand. I said, what the hell was that?
And so many things in that trait that you all offer are help healing from the inside out. And tomorrow we've got our Manchester studios. We've got Toni Mackenzie joining us. And we're going to actually start with her book. We're going to go chapter 1, 2, and then move our way through it. And really the process of that you are good enough, about first love yourself, and all of these things that we have in our head of you just shouldn't go on autopilot in life. And if you stay in autopilot in life, then you're actually not going to achieve what you were looking to achieve. And that is chapter 1, get out of autopilot.
Yeah.
Whatever autopilot is in your life, right? Whether it's your health, your food, your family, relationships, business, you got to get out of autopilot to actually claim your life back.
Well, it's really tough up there now because they're going to shut down the country again.
But how great is it? I mean, one of the silver linings, when I write, I always see like two things, right? The challenges, the opportunities. The challenges of what we've been through, the opportunities of, and I said to Val, here I am talking to Manchester this morning while we're out, you were working with Ivy, video call, and have this whole conversation about tomorrow. A huge opportunity that we can reach now. We had Indonesia on last Thursday. It's been a blessing in so many ways. Challenges, yes. Opportunities, yes. We had to get out of autopilot.
Well, this is one of the aspects right now that we can offer people in the UK because, you know, the UK, they have a long history of war and bombing out, living in the basement for years, in World War II and World War I. It's just a constant ground of bodies. And here you go again. And the people sort of, they feel a little depressed, a little bit down, and their frequency is being changed in the masses. It isn't individual anymore. These are massive changes. So I wanted to talk to her today. Maybe somehow we can incorporate some of the things that are going on in here where you can raise the level and, you know, it's going to be okay. You just got to hold the path.
So that is what we're looking to do. It's called Facing February.
Yeah, and I do virtual sessions too.
Really?
Yeah, I do WhatsApp and all kinds of virtual stuff with people.
With tapping and meditation, and you can send your products, I guess,
Energy
any place.
healing, just talk therapy, you know.
Yeah, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night, because I wake up in the middle of the night, and I think of you, and you say, okay, just breathe through it. This is what you need to do. Put your shoulder, because I wake up and my shoulders are like in my ears, and I think of Tracy going, all right, all the voices in my head, I know, just breathe through it. Just breathe, take a deep breath, get out of your head, get out of your
hands
chest.
on your belly.
And you can go right back to sleep if you actually talk your way through that. Just as much as you can talk your way into chaos, you can talk your way out of chaos. And Tracy has helped me so much with that.
You put your hands on your belly. I am safe. I am love. I am safe. And breathe into your hand, right? Because when you're stressed, you breathe like this. I know. I have to go. They're reminding me.
Okay, that's okay, Tracy. Tell people how they can find you.
I'm at 3200 North Federal Highway. The number is 561-931-2187. I have a business Facebook page. You can always send me messages through there. I have the door locked right now. Don't have walk-in appointments just to keep the place safe. So you can also text 954-871-8331.
And really importantly, if it's more than massage you're looking for or relaxation, Tracy does a tremendous amount of work post-surgical. Not just breast, right? Any post-surgery work with scar tissue.
Yep, minimizing scar tissue. Calming the nervous system, number one way to start healing the body. So even post-surgery.
What's the name of the shop again?
Healing Moments.
And
I'll
if
be
you
there.
have a business, and you have your employees working, if you look around, the tension, you can cut it with a knife. You want your employees to feel better, you should reach out to Tracy. She'll work something out to get people back on the groove. You know, I went out to eat the other day, and I'm going to tell you something. I almost got up and told the waitress, why don't you sit down? Let me serve you.
The tension out there is palpable.
Oh, my God.
sometimes.
You can't even drive.
Yeah.
I
It
almost got hit.
transfers.
I almost
It's
got
an
hit in
energy.
my car the other day, and the guy's screaming at me. And I said, I got the right of way. That's not the point.
It doesn't
What
matter.
is the point?
The right away does not matter anymore. But yeah, it's palpable. Contact Tracy. I know you got to go.
Yeah.
But you know where we are. We'll
Yeah.
bring you back.
Yeah, and by the way, businesses, I've gone to businesses. I've packed up the Beamer and the chair massage, and I've actually had businesses hire me to come in and spend an hour or two and, 10,
I could see
15
that.
minutes for each person. Changes their whole perspective.
I could see that, and that's something the community has to take note of because people working under a lot of duress, you're not getting the same service, the food ain't the same, nothing's the same because everybody's like, what shoe's gonna drop next?
Right, and the restaurant business is in trouble as it is, so having employees that are super stressed out doesn't help
Ain't
the
gonna
people
help.
that actually show up.
That's a good point.
Yes, Tracy, thank you for always joining us.
Thank you for having me. It was so nice to meet everybody.
Nice to meet you.
It's funny. I should have known it was you. You know, I'm sitting here and everyone is just calm today, and I realized she cleared the space before she even came in.
She does this all the time. Every single
But I
time.
thank you for that because I was like, whoop, and there she is. Which is amazing.
I'm out. Love you.
Yes, you can do whatever works for you. Feel
Yes.
good. Thank you, Tracy.
Bye. Nice to meet you too.
It's nice when it always comes
All right.
together, isn't it?
It is. It's nice. It's nice to have a magical Tuesday. Taco Tuesday?
Taco. We do need
Taco
to change that image, but you want to make that announcement
Freddie,
again?
I'll see you
Yes.
at Copper Blues later. We're going to go to Taco Tuesday.
Copper Blues is coming to me, baby.
Okay.
They're coming Thursday. But I am excited again to announce. I want to congratulate
Slick,
who is working with Amit. Congratulations to Amit. We did publish our first song. It's out there on iTunes and Apple and Spotify.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Taco.
For those of you that don't know, I lost my brother a long time ago, about 20 years ago, and he was a musician. And I grew up wanting to do a record label or publish a song. And after 5 or 6 years of doing this thing, it finally happened. And people are still texting me. My son wants a copy of it. My sister.
Where do we find it?
Where is it?
What's it called?
We're going to play
Called
it.
Taco
It's called
Taco.
Taco Taco. That's what you guys were talking about in the beginning.
Yep, Taco Taco.
Okay.
Why it was called Taco Taco, they probably thought about La Doña of food that came in. I don't know why she called it Taco Taco.
They needed a name. It might have been a Tuesday, so she called it Taco Taco. And it kind of stuck.
Now, when she if she goes to California and she's walking down the red carpet, they're going to ask her, what the hell were you thinking?
And she's going to laugh, Taco Taco. But it is out all over social media, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube.
What's your like actual group name though?
That's an interesting question. This all happened last night at 10:30.
I think it's under the Brooklyn Café. Is what I think it's under.
I don't
or
know what it's
Stars
going on.
International.
Can I be your manager actually? Like
It's funny. It happened last night. They published it. They sent it to me, and I put it out there, and everybody in
it's
my
on the
family
Brooklyn
started
Café.
sending
Okay,
me
I got
texts and calling me like, wow, this is ridiculous.
So more to come. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I love the way it all.
Cue up
everyone is
Taco
calm.
Taco.
Cue up Taco Taco. Ivy, your show comes out on Thursday.
It does.
Dana,
No,
thank
not
you
here.
so much for La
Slick.
Paella.
Thank you.
Slick.
Which was amazing.
He has it over there.
And I'll be buying banana plants and passion fruit plants from you, Mike,
Yes,
from my
thank you,
bakery.
at the garden shop.
And Mike, I think we're going to put together a tray or something for good luck for the door.
Cool.
Does money, health, the whole nine. I don't
Gotcha.
think you can go wrong with
For
that.
some of State Tracy's crystals with it. And
I'll definitely hook you guys up for sure.
We're
And bring some
gonna talk to
abundance.
Mike about maybe taking. You know, when we start going on the road and everything else, remember the Apollo used to have the tree trunk. You guys
Oh, you
remember
to
this?
that?
I think I remember that, right? On
Yeah, so they
stage.
used to rub it.
Every good stage has a nice plant on it. You gotta have it.
We gotta have one
That's
here,
true.
Mike.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get a
have
better
something
plant
here.
outside also. That sad plant outside.
We gotta
I
do
know.
something. So I tried to get a tree trunk, and they brought me a twig. That don't work.
Even these roses made me happy
Yeah,
today.
it's nice. It's
They're
nice.
lively.
Mhm.
You had all right. Thank you, everyone.
This is given to us by.
The flowers are from Kenny Love, and my orchid is from my friend Lori that came and surprised us the other day.
Penny
Maybe
Love
she
Show.
bought it at the garden shop. You never know.
So you never know. Have a great Tuesday, everyone. Be safe. Tune in for
Thank
the
you.
Colored Pencil Artist coming to you at 2:30 at Event Media Production Studios. You'll get to see the Aurora Studio. Jay Harmon is going to do his show out of there today. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.
Sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna say and craters, open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche, helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors.